I hated my daughter's boyfriend until the night he saved my life. When Emily first brought James home, I couldn't stand him. His tattoos, motorcycle, and that smirk, everything screamed trouble. I'm a heart surgeon, and this guy fixed cars for a living. Not exactly what I wanted for my little girl. Every family dinner was torture. I'd give him cold one-word answers while Emily shot me disappointed looks. My wife would kick me under the table, but I didn't care. He wasn't good enough for Emily. But then came that stormy night when I had chest pains. Emily and my wife were at her dance recital an hour away. I was alone, sweating, my left arm going numb. James happened to stop by to pick up Emily's laptop. He took one look at me and knew. Instead of calling 911, he threw me in his truck. Said ambulances would take too long in this weather. He drove like a man possessed, taking back roads I didn't even know existed, ignoring the rain pounding against the windshield. Turns out I was having a massive heart attack. The doctor said if I'd waited for an ambulance, I wouldn't have made it. James stayed in the hospital all night, even after Emily arrived. I saw him pacing, calling his boss to say he'd miss work, refusing to leave until he knew I was stable. The thing that got me? He never told Emily it was him who saved me. Said I'd called him for a ride because I felt sick. The day I got home, I pulled him aside and apologized. He just smiled and said, "You're her dad. I get it. Last week I helped him pick out the ring." Funny how life works out sometimes.
My dream job turned into my worst nightmare, but karma had other plans. I worked in tech for 5 years when my dream company posted the perfect job. Even better, it was 2 blocks from my house. The interview went amazing. The team loved me, the manager couldn't stop smiling, and the director even gave me a tour saying I'd fit right in. Then the offer came. It was $25,000 less than I made now. I was shocked. When I told the recruiter this was way below my current salary, she laughed and said, "There's no way someone like you makes that much." Her tone made my stomach turn. Someone like me? I asked what she meant. She got flustered and said, "Well, you know, someone your age." I was 26, the same age as their CEO when he started the company. I stayed professional and declined. The recruiter kept calling, offering tiny raises, saying I should be grateful since the office was so close to home. Each time she got ruder, even suggesting I was lying about my experience. 2 weeks later, I got an offer from their biggest competitor. It paid $30,000 more than my current job, with full remote work and better benefits. I accepted on the spot. Here's where it gets good. A month later, my dream company's entire recruiting team was fired. Why? They'd failed to fill any positions because they kept lowballing candidates. The director quit too. The best part? My new company won a huge contract. The same one my dream company lost because they were understaffed. Sometimes the job you don't get is the biggest blessing in disguise. Last I heard, they're still trying to fill that position.
What's the most ignorant thing someone has said to you? I was sitting at the food court in Hong Kong airport, just trying to enjoy some noodles after a long flight. I'm halfway through my 3rd bowl when I start noticing this woman sitting next to me staring a little too much. At first I brush it off, thinking maybe she's just tired or distracted by the screens around us. But then she leans in closer, and I hear her whisper to her husband, "Typical Chinese, eating like pigs, probably doesn't even speak English." I'm not sure what I was expecting, but that wasn't it. I keep eating, trying not to react, but she's still looking over. A minute later, I hear her say to him, "I bet he wouldn't even understand us. What if we just dump something in his food? He wouldn't even know." That's when I decided I had enough. I turned to her, stared her down, and said, "Don't touch my food. If you do, I'll call security." Her face went white. She just froze, probably expecting I wouldn't say anything. But before she could even reply, her daughter, no older than 7, looks up, squints her eyes, and starts mocking me. She pulls her eyes wide open and starts giggling, chanting, "Ching chong, ching chong." And get this, the mother doesn't stop her. She actually laughs along. I stood up, looked the woman straight in the eye, and said, "I've been living in the US my whole life. I study there. So, let me make this clear. You're not just ignorant, you're pathetic." Her face turned bright red. She grabbed her daughter's hand, and without a word, it just bolted out of the food court.
My boss thought I was faking being sick until he visited me in the hospital. I was only 3 months into my dream job when weird things started happening. First, my hands would shake so bad I couldn't type. Then I started getting dizzy spells at my desk. I tried to push through it, but one day I completely blacked out in the middle of a meeting. My coworkers had to catch me before I hit the floor. I woke up to everyone staring at me with worried faces. My boss wasn't happy. He kept hinting that maybe the job was too stressful for me and I should consider something else. The way he looked at me during meetings made my stomach turn. That weekend, I ended up in the ER. The doctors were baffled. My organs were starting to fail, but they couldn't figure out why. The monitors kept beeping with warning signals. Monday morning, my boss called. My mom answered since I could barely speak. Instead of making excuses, she simply invited him to visit me in the ICU. He showed up that afternoon. The moment he saw me, hooked up to machines, 30 pounds lighter, barely conscious, his face went white. He stammered an apology that brought tears to my eyes. The next day, HR called. They'd approved unlimited sick leave and would hold my position. My boss even organized a meal train for my family. My coworkers brought homemade soup every week. Turns out I had a rare autoimmune disease. It took 3 months to recover, but my job was waiting. My boss never questioned a sick day again. Sometimes people need to see to believe, but once they do, it changes everything. What is the most cringeworthy thing you've witnessed a helicopter parent do? When I was 10, my best friend came over to my house. We were supposed to have a sleepover that night. I was so excited, but she looked sad when she arrived. "My dad's making me check in every hour," she whispered. He installed a tracking app. We tried to have fun anyway. While playing Mario, her phone buzzed. A text from her dad asking for a photo to verify her surroundings. This became our new normal. Every sleepover for months, her dad would call, text, or sometimes drive by, just checking. One Saturday, she came over with a walkie-talkie. "Dad bought these so he can talk to me anytime," she explained. The phone wasn't reliable enough. During our movie night, her dad's voice crackled through constantly. "Are you girls sitting appropriately? What are you watching? Is anyone else there?" My mom finally spoke to him. "The girls need some space," she said kindly. The next weekend, my friend wasn't allowed to come over, or the weekend after. 3 weeks later, she finally visited, but only for 2 hours and with her dad waiting in the car outside. "What's going on?" I asked, confused why our friendship was suddenly under surveillance. She looked at the floor. "My cousin got a girlfriend." My dad freaked out. "What does that have to do with us?" She hesitated before answering. "He said he doesn't want me to turn into a lesbian." Just like that, my favorite childhood memories ended. No more sleeping bags on trampolines, baking cookies at 2 a.m., playing Super Mario Bros. All night, or TPing schoolmates' houses. All because her dad couldn't handle 2 little girls being best friends.
Waiters, have you ever had to call the cops on your table? I work at an upscale steakhouse. 6 executives came in, their ringleader in his 50s, Rolex, $1,000 suit, arrogant smile. They ordered expensive wine, commenting on my appearance while ignoring their female colleague. When she stepped away, they leaned in, snickering. The ringleader placed his phone on the table facing her chair. When she returned, he covered it with a napkin, but the recording light was still blinking. Later, I found her crying in the restroom. She showed me her phone. They'd been secretly recording her, making comments about initiating her at their hotel. My manager wanted to handle it discreetly since they were important clients. I texted our ex-military chef instead. Chef approached their table. The ringleader snapped, "Get back to the kitchen." Chef played the group chat audio. The restaurant went silent. Diners turned to stare. "Do you know who I am?" The ringleader growled, standing up. "Don't care. Police are coming," Chef replied. The man swung at Chef. Big mistake. Chef had him pinned when officers arrived. Turns out he was on probation for harassment. They took him out in handcuffs. The woman still dines with us. Those executives? All fired. Sometimes justice gets served with dessert.